first of all, I want to talk today about the concept. I actually use the concept worldwide known, so-called urban mining. I add just the term green in front because I think that this urban mining concept we need to somehow to compare also with the concept of so-called zero waste and concept of circular economy, also into mining industry, and also with that into geotechnology. For that reason, I will try to somehow to explain this concept. Can you please go to the next slide? Yeah. The content of my presentation, first, a short introduction and definition of term green urban mining. Then I will also give some numbers regarding waste and mineral resources just for Slovenia, because I'm trying to build this green mining urban mining model concept on Slovenia. And then I will introduce a little bit about the concept in practice, which we actually introduced, and my previous projects, partly alone, partly with the colleagues from international world, and then a little bit introduction into waste to energy concept, which is actually a little bit pointed out in my presentation, and then short conclusion. So if you don't know much about Slovenia, you can see on the right side some figures, some basic informations. Slovenia is a small country, 20,000 square kilometers, 2 million people. Mostly in Slovenia, everything is going on around about 2 million, 20,000, and so on. And you will certainly remember Slovenia if I will tell you that the shape of the country looks like a roaster or chicken. So you can see the head on the east side, on the south side legs, and then tail and backbone on the top, on the north. Please, next slide. So when we are talking about green mining or green urban mining model or concept, we mostly think that is dealing with waste electronic. This is actually partly true, but this is old idea of urban mining. So that we are looking the precious minerals and also the sources in wastes. So urban mining actually idea is that we change the geological sources with urban sources, especially in big towns with the number more than 1 million people. They have a lot of waste materials which can be very useful used also as sources, precious metals, metals, usually electronic waste, electronic have more percentage of gold, silver, copper than actually the natural ore. So that's the basic idea of urban mining. Please, next slide. but the new idea of urban mining model is actually based on two concepts. First is sustainable development concept, which is actually based on the assumption that we live in closed resource-contained ecosystem, and the second on the concept of industrial ecology that examines materials and energy flows of products and processes in industry and economy. Urban mining model is actually associated with the reuse of, as I told before, precious metals and other metals, which are mainly used in electronic industry. But the idea of the new green mining, urban mining model is much, much wider. So actually, green urban mining model concept also consider implementation of different recycling processes and reuse of individual concepts, products and materials from the products. And the second, decomposition of industrial and residual buildings, infrastructure, and various types of wastes. So green urban mining model also concerning the energy which we can get also in urban areas, mostly with extraction from secondary raw materials, then with remediation of municipal solid landfills, and also with reduction of maintenance costs of institutional and reduction of institutional control of closed landfill sites. Also, through green urban mining model, the mining works can more friendly implementing also in urban areas with less impact on the environment. But with today's presentation, I will mostly talk about energy use from wastes. Please, next slide. The urban mining model actually take about the implementation of sorting and shredding and separation processes in urban areas with building of waste centers in the suburb areas of cities or in city centers, waste collection centers, and so we can get with very short distances a lot of wastes from construction, from as municipal solid waste, as electronic waste, waste tires, and so on. So all these wastes we then process in the sorting plants and in waste management centers, which are in the suburb or center of cities. And actually with sorting, shredding, and separation processes, we can get some energy, some waste materials, and this energy and waste materials we can then directly use in different processes. With these concepts, we also give opportunities for new jobs, so for new business and produce also revenues. Please, next slide. So the concept of green mining is actually introduced in this slide. The past idea of so-called also linear economy was that all raw materials we get from environment make a product, then this product actually being used by people, by industry, so by the private sector, by physical sector, and after use, after end of use, actually most of these products being deposited in environment, in landfill sites, and so on. So this is all so-called linear model. With urban mining model, actually we connect this gap between landfilling of wastes and extraction of raw materials. But the future model, so-called green urban model, actually takes also the concept of circular economy, which actually give opportunity that partly we get raw materials also from geological resources, but also partly from urban areas. And this use for product, make of products, then these products have been used by people, by companies, and after use, actually these products are not landfilled on environment, but they are actually implement again as raw materials or as secondary products in industry. So actually we establish the closed circle of use, the waste which establish and on each part of production, so raw materials, products, usage, and end of usage. Please next slide. So the concept of green urban mining model is also similar as we know the model of hierarchy of waste management. So first, the most favorite part is reduce and prevention of waste, then recycling or reuse of wastes, and on the third level, which is options then, and not so favorite after recycling, is incineration and landfilling. So the concept, the idea of so-called zero waste concept is actually not to dispose on landfill sites. But even here, we need to follow some new ideas, new technologies which are appearing in the world. Professor Reddy before show partly and some ideas about bio landfilling, which actually a concept which actually put the landfilling of waste on the much higher level, where we can actually control the processes in landfill body, and also very helpful and in positive way also get energy and also resources also from old landfill sites. Please, new slide, next one. So if I show on the Slovenian numbers, the idea of green urban mining is actually, I'm showing here in bars. First, production of mineral resources in Slovenia, and on the second bar, I'm showing the production of municipal and other industrial wastes. So through from the year 2002 to the 2018, we can see some gap between amounts of production of mineral resources, which in Slovenia is around between 20 and 30 million tons per year, and production of different kind of wastes, which is between 5 to 8 million tons. So idea of green mining concept is also to get sources from wastes, and also reduce the amount of mineral resources which we need to get from geological sources. So this percentage between these two amounts they've been till 2017 between 20 to 30 percentage, 35%. But last 2018, and also I have now new data, this percentage is now much higher. So that means that we produce more wastes which we can actually prevent the excavation or by mining excavation of geological sources from the nature. So with this we can save a little bit sources for future generations, and also so partly we can actually reduce the number of amounts of waste which other way will be landfilled or some other non-useful way deposited on the environment, and also prevent the pollution on the environment. Please, next slide. If I am trying now to introduce a few project, my previous project actually first is dedicated to the remediation of old landfill sites. In Slovenia, Slovenia actually joined European Union 2004. And actually obligate to the European Union that till 2009 will close most of the landfill sites from previous times. So before 2004, Slovenia had almost 63 municipal solid waste landfills. So this number been reduced till 2009, need to be reduced at 2009 on number 9. So we actually changed the concept from mostly landfilling on municipal solid landfill sites also to the concept of recycling, then also the use of organic wastes for composting, then also mechanical biological treatment, and make production and make fuel from wastes. So this is the concept, which Slovenia follow after joining the European Union. But now we have actually more than 50 old landfill, municipal waste landfill sites where is mostly deposited 1 to 2, even more million tons of waste. And this waste can be very useful, also used in the future. So we started with one idea together with the colleagues from Germany, from Bochum, the idea that we actually implement a new so-called deep landfill gas wells, and also to actually improve the system of using the landfill gas from municipal solid landfill sites. Please, next slide. So in Slovenia, we had 5 landfill sites where we actually now use this landfill gas wells system actually to produce the by gas engines some electricity. So the total installed power in Slovenia today is about 7.7 megawatt equivalent of electric power, and also a similar heat power. Please, next slide. But with introduction of this use of landfill gas to make electricity is connected with also with some problems. Actually, we found on the old landfill sites. That is mostly connected with subsidence of the surface, which is normal through the years of operating landfill sites. Actually, bio or organic waste decompose into water, into landfill gas, and actually these two products exit constantly from the landfill body. That means that we are losing the volume, and normally on the surface of the landfill sites is appearing subsidences. And the cause of this is leakage on the surface area, which actually allow that the ambient air freely enter into the landfill body and change the situation inside a landfill body from anaerobic stage, where actually the methane mostly produce, into aerobic stage. So with this subsidences on the surface, actually we cause also the problems regarding using the landfill gases. Here you can see one landfill site, old landfill site, where we implement this new gas well system. Please, next slide.
Okay, Professor Kortnik, you have 4 minutes later.
Okay, next slide. Thank you. Here you can see the problems we can appear in landfill body. So on the left side you can see the old gas well system. On the right side we can see the new system we implement, actually deep gas well system. Please, next slide. Here is some photos from the field where we actually implement first the restoration and then implementation of this new deep gas well system. Then the next slide, please. The second concept I would like to introduce is connected with so-called ecological technological closed circle. We actually implement this system in one underground coal mine, Velenje coal mine, which is one of the hugest producer of coal in Slovenia. So the idea of this concept was simply connected that first we excavate the coal. This coal actually then clean on the surface. We separate the waste, and then the coal then we actually use as a fuel in thermal power plant, where we actually make electricity and waste byproduct, mostly fly ash and also other products, which we use then to make hydraulic paste. And this hydraulic paste then we transport back to the open areas underground. Please, next slide, please. So the concept is actually connected with reduction of negative impacts of excavation of coal on the environment, which we can divide into mostly 3 processes: coal extraction, coal processing, and coal conversion into electricity heat. Please, next slide. Yeah, this is actually the idea block diagram how we implement this system in Velenje coal mine. So we make a mixture plant on the surface and then transport this paste to the underground on the behind the stove. Please, next slide. So for this reason, we develop 3 different tests and 3 different devices. For stability of paste, we make a ball pull test, and we measure the past flow on the glass plate. Please, the next one. Then we make the tube Discometer, which we measure the transportability and pumpability of the hydraulic paste. Please, next one. And also we develop the pressure leaching test, where we actually pressure or measure the influence of these backfilling mixtures on the environment after deposition. Please, next slide. So the last project I would like to implement, I'll show just shortly, is actually use of organic residues from brewed coffee, so-called spent coffee grounds. We, all of us, of you also, international audience, in the morning we are drinking coffee, but coffee is also a source of energy, and also on the international level, approximately 8 million tons of coffee is produced. But then another very important information here is that approximately the caloric power of spent coffee grounds is around 5,000 kilocalorie per kilo. The idea and what I make in last 2 years was to use spent coffee grounds to make briquettes which can be used for energy. Please, next slide. So here you can see the scanning electroscopy microscopy image of dried spent coffee grounds above and below the coffee silver skin. So this actually organic waste contained very high percentage of lignin, which can be very useful use. Please, the next slide.
No one. Okay. Yes.
And this is the last slide. Just the product you can see on the right side, which was made by briquetting technology, which we are usually use in mining industry for making the briquettes from classical coal. So the advantages of this is very low ash percentage, less than 2%. The moisture of dried spent coffee grounds is around 7%, but the caloric value is sometimes even more than 21 megajoule per kilo. Thank you very much. And in case of any question, please, next slide. You can send me some email. I have also some papers. I can send you a paper, but I would like to finish with Albert Einstein, that imagination is more important sometimes than knowledge. Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you, Professor Kortnik, for your excellent presentation. So due to the time limitation, we cannot have some questions online. Maybe if someone have questions, they can send email to you. I agree with you. Imagination is more important than knowledge. So thank you.